Just go ahead and we'll have it forever when it's when you get the recording up. So perfect. So today we are covering the PURE paper. This paper, it's origami paper, but it actually doesn't say that on the packaging. And the reason for it, even though it has so many more uses than just folding or just origami. So we have the 100 sheet, 100 colors in 3-inch and in 6-inch, and we also have a pack of reds and blues, so that vary, a bunch of blue colors and a bunch of red colors, because those are colors that are probably the most used. So we have extras of that, which I don't have here in my little spread here. But last week or last 2 weeks ago, if you check out our video, we did these gel print. We used a arts jelly plate, and I made like all these gorgeous prints all in the one, just was able to do it with the PURE paper. And the beauty about doing it on PURE paper is you have the other side is already colored. So it just makes for a really rich experience when you're working with colorful paper like this. Today, I'm going to open up these packs because I want you to see, I want you to see just how delightful they are to open up just straight from the pack. You get this gorgeous array, like crazy array of colors. You get also some instruction sheet, but look at this. And this is just, there we go. Every time I open a new pack, I'm really excited when I see it. But look at the range of colors here. So let's just start. I'll start with talking about color. And I'm going to also open up this pack too. I've got 100 colors. And why not, let's say we're in a setting in a school, or we're at home and we are teaching our kids color theory, or for the summer, you want to just talk about color theory and the color wheel. Why not use this pack of paper? So these packs of paper are perfect for just color theory. I'm going to put this to the side and show you what I mean. So what I did is I'll just move all my stuff out of the way for now, and then we'll get to all the other little goodies that were on this table here. But first one I want to share with you, just like a little thing you can do with your kids or yourself. If you're into art, whatever you want to do with just playing with color, but it's great as a way to just introduce yourself to color. What I did is I opened up my pack, like this brand new pack, and I pulled out, the first thing I did was I pulled out what I would think is a primary yellow. So I have to go through it and I go, okay, what is primary yellow? What does it look like? Well, that looks to me like a primary yellow. So I set it aside, and then I'm going to look for my primary blue, my cyan, or in the inkjet printing world, or is it blue? Is it like, what blue is it, from a paint, or just a primary blue, what we call a primary blue? So I think that's it. So I'll go ahead and set that aside. I've got my 3. Now I'm going to look for my primary red. And I just kind of go through my paper, and it's going to be there. I just have to find it. My eyes are going to search it out. There's my 3 colors, my primary colors. And then I can go through, okay, so you've got your 3. What does that mean? You've got yellow, blue, and red right here. Okay, so in color theory, this is so much fun. You mix, what do you do when you mix yellow and blue? You find green. So that's your secondary color. Now I'm going to go and look for my green. There. And I have to find the green that really speaks to me. Like, this is the green I'm thinking. And I'm not sure how you see it on your screen because colors are weird sometimes with cameras, but this is a really nice primary or secondary green in my color wheel. And now I'm going to see, what am I going to do with red and yellow? What does that make? Well, it makes orange, right? So we're going to look for our orange, and we just find a good orange. There's a nice one. And we just make our, so it's like color mixing without a mess, color theory without the mess. Now, what do you do when you mix red and blue? You find a purple. There is one purple in this stack. It's actually hard. It's like a treasure. It's hard to find, but it's in there. For some reason, we only got one purple, but at least I can find it. Right? I'm not sure which. Nope, that's the pinks. I'll keep going through until I find it. And this is a decent purple. It's not a perfect purple, but it's pretty good combination between these. So now you've got your secondary and your And you can just keep building from there. I cut out some circles, and I won't go over the whole thing, but so I cut out little circles doing the same way. And so you can just with a little punch, a little paper punch. I'm going to put those aside, and I can use those little squares for something else in a little while. But this was really fun because I was able to do my color wheel like this, and it was really fun. It kind of came out, I think it came out really neat. It's like got my primary colors here, and then I go, okay, let's see, what is, you can see where it's going. I'm going to find a blue where it is blue and red. Oh, that's not the one I'm looking for. This is the purple I wanted right there. And then what is yellow, and oh, that's the right primary. So you could kind of just play with it. Okay, that's and you can make this whole thing of colors and make a game out of it. What do you do when you mix orange and yellow? Well, it's kind of a yellow orange. So I'm going to put that over here. How do you mix? What's here? Purple and blue would be kind of a blue purple, and it can go on. Of course, this should be the yellow, and the green and the yellow would be a yellow green. So you can just go build around this. Blue and green make a turquoise or blue, that color, and just keep building. Yellow and orange make. So making this fun, and then you can glue it onto a surface and have some fun, or just use it as a game. Save these for later, throw them in a pile, and just have some fun. And not, some of us have not even taken color theory in school, but this is a great way. I know I hadn't until I was in college, but really, these are really fun ways. So just a round little circle punch in these little pure papers, or if you don't have a punch, just cut out little hearts, do any kind of shape you want, and you've got some fun little color theory things. And the next thing is, of course, folding. Of course, this pure paper makes incredible modular folds.
I love that one.
The fireworks, Mr. Yami Yamauchi is the one who designed this. He passed away, but he was a wonderful, joyful man who could design amazing origamis like this. And he shared this design with me at one of the shows, one of our trade shows. Back then it was called Hobby Industry, but now it's whatever it is now, AFCI, Creative Industries. But he was such a wonderful person. He would come and show people how much fun that was to fold. He may have seen this. This paper was a great paper for this kind of thing. You could make these also with the papers that are already printed. We're going to fold. I'm going to do this today. I've got to show you this one. These little hearts folded out of the paper here. Now these are made out of rectangles. So the good thing is when you make something like that you really love, these prints are so pretty. I love them all, but I'm going to do this one because it's kind of fun. I'm going to pull this one out of my little treasure trove here. There it is, that one. I like that one. I think it's nice and bright and fun. And I've got to cut this down now. I just thought of an idea. That cutting tool that we're looking at. I'm gonna have to make a rectangle out of this, and I'm gonna today, because I don't have a cutting tool on my person, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a ruler. This stuff tears really nice too. I'll show you. I made a fold, and I'm just gonna lay my ruler right on where the fold is, and then I'm gonna just gently tear, and I got a nice, pretty even tear, even though it's not a scissor cut, but that's okay because my ends of the heart aren't really going to show, so it's going to be fine, I hope. So now I've got two pieces of paper to work with. I'm going to set one aside, and I'm going to fold my just a fun heart. So let's fold along if you want to. I'm going to fold it up. I'm taking the pattern or color side down, and I'm folding in half. And I'm going to fold it, this part upwards, because this is the torn part. So I'm going to kind of fold it to the center. And that gets hidden now. That's gone for now anyway. And now I have this. And now I'm going to fold this way, in this direction. Just fold it in half in the other direction. Like that. And I'm going to unfold it. So I have this happening here. And I'm going to take this right edge, and I'm just going to fold it to the center, to this piece this crease right here. And then I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to fold it to meet that crease right there. So look how beautiful the pattern is. I just love it. Now I'm going to turn it over, flip it over, and I have this interesting looking thing going on. I'm going to take this left edge, folding it to this edge here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to get my little bone folder here, my little folding tool. I don't know if we have these in yet, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. This little
Coming
folding tool.
soon. They're on their way.
Oh, good. Okay. Awesome. But the reason I'm doing this is I want you to see where you need the next fold, because you can't see it until I kind of give you that right where that my finger is. That's where we want the fold to go. So right there, the next fold goes to that place right there. So here to here, then just match to the other thing. Same thing. Bring it to this raw edge here, right there, and then crease. That way you can see where it needs to be. Okay, so the next step is you're going to take this whole piece and you're going to fold it down. Like, I don't even know what I just did. That's funny. Oh, I see what I need to do. This top edge, my brain just had a moment there. This is, you see the top, there's a little raw edge right here. What we're going to do is we're going to fold to that raw edge. These two top parts here, I'm going to fold the first one to that raw edge. And it's really not a lot of, it's only about a little bigger than 1/4 of an inch, I think. It's just better for me to turn it upside down and do it this way. But I'm taking this raw edge and I'm folding it to that raw edge. And I think I'll refold this one because it was just not working. I'll fold this here. And I don't know who designed this heart. I actually don't know the creator of this. It's actually came out of a money folding book, so I don't even know the creator. So now we're going to take this fold. You know what we could do? I'm just going to do this over because I'm looking at, I think I need to do this differently. So unfold what I just told you to do. Forget what I just said. What you're going to do is fold your corners to that raw edge. I think that's a better. I'm going to redesign this fold because it's not a dollar bill. That's why. That's why. Okay, so what we're doing is we unfolded this. So we backtrack a little, and you're going to take these and you're going to fold these corners right to have this edge hit that top side. That's a lot better. I don't know. I was looking at a dollar bill diagram. So now you can see the heart is almost finished. And what you're going to do is take these little top parts and fold those down to that raw edge. So like that. And you may need I'm just folding these right down to that little edge here. Now you may need a piece of, you may need some glue if you want, but there's your heart. I think it's so cute. And let's say you want to put a note inside. You want to do something kind of fun. Let's get something fun. I'm going to get some color coordinating going on here. I think that yellow looks really fun. And you could take you could put a note in here. You could write something really nice. Like I'm going to do that. I'm just going to write something nice. I'm going to write, let's see. Let's just put, be happy. All right. And then maybe the word now. There we are. So or you can stamp or write a little note, whatever. Fold it up into just fold it like this, like a little secret message. And it could be, you can write, here we are. You can put a nice little note, or somebody's name. I'm putting you, but put it inside like this. And what you have is a little secret message heart, like a fun thing you can give to someone on their way to work, or send it in the mail, or you can put some cash, whatever works. But there it is. It's a lace, it kind of has a little pocket, and I could see you can even make it into a pocket back here, actually. It's another idea. So back here, you can put it up here as well. So there's different things, but it's a really cute little heart. These are just, I think, are really devoted to really fun with the gel printed papers. You can see you can just get all kinds, but I love that bright one. So I wanted to share that. Hoping you were able to make one, Phoebe.
I did. It was cool that you're able to modify a design on the fly.
Well, I knew it was funny because I knew it wasn't working. I was like, okay, it's not working. You had to fix it.
No, it came out perfectly though.
It
It's cute.
did, huh? Yeah. So I don't know why. I think maybe because well, I know why. The dollar bill is much more narrow. So it would have worked if with the dollar bill being more narrow, that's why. So I can do the same thing, do it according to the diagram, but I would have had to have taken off about a half an inch of this to get that. So that's why. It was just because my paper was not exactly the size. So let's, while we're on the origami thing, and I want to share with you also that these kind of go through die cuts, but I'm going to do that last because the die cut machine can be kind of messy. So I'm going to show you another way that I love working with this stuff. I think I have all these gorgeous papers. Now, sometimes I can get attached to these papers just a little much, like look at this with the sponge. Oh boy, I love that. So, I'm seeing I'm seeing a theme here. So I've got this paper, this one, and I'm going to pick 4 sheets. And this is the hardest part, is picking the papers, because I love some of these so much I don't want to do anything with them but look at them. It's kind of like the way it is. Like this one's really gorgeous too. Oh, look at that. There's just so many papers to choose from. This one's really interesting. I might use that because it's kind of works with the theme. I'm just going to go through. That one's really nice. I've got these 4. Maybe I'll use that one. I don't know. I'm going to pick only 4 out of that. And then I'm going to pick 4 colors. I think that's pretty. And maybe that. I'm just going to stick with that and leave that. So I've got those 4 colors. Now I'm going to go through my pack of 100 sheets, and I'm going to choose 4 solids so that I have like a, kind of a nice sort of solid pure paper. And this is where I get to design. I get to be a color designer here. I get to pick out what is going to work. Now, do I want to keep it in the same range, or am I going to go veer off? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this black because I do like the color black. And I'm going to use, I like this one too. I'm just kind of seeing this neutral stack that's kind of calling my name here. I'm going to pick 4 sheets of kind of neutral colors. This one will look really nice, I think, with that. And maybe one more. And I may decide as I'm working here, I'm probably going to get rid of the black, but I may not. I'm just going to choose one more color and then I'll decide. Okay, so there's that. Oh, you can see how you can get really into this. All right, I think that one's pretty cool. But I really wanted to just kind of make it work really well with what I have on the table here. So this.
Beautiful selection.
Isn't that fun? I'm going to take the black out there. That's going to go. And the gray to me is a nice dark color without the contrast of the black. And these are the colors I've chosen. So that was the fun. That was fun. And I have all the colors at my fingertips to choose from. So I've got these gorgeous colors and I have these. I'm going to show you, I'm going to do the Tomoko Fusei box, which is my favorite modular box. She's the reason I got into origami in the first place. So she's amazing. So I'm going to pick the 2 that I want to have on the top. So I see, and that's a tough call. What am I going to put on the top? This one would look great, and so would this one. But these are cool too. So the top is the most important one. That's the one you're going to see. And then the bottom is going to be the bottom, but still people will see it. So this is my top. And then I'm going to choose, so I'll put that aside. And then my bottom, I'm going to use this light, beautiful, or the top is going to have that one. And I think this would look really pretty. Or I can do this one. Okay, I picked it. This is the top, and these are the bottom. I've already made that choice. It's already happened. So now I'm going to do the top first. And I'm going to fold them all exactly the same. So this is what you do, is you just take, and if you have pattern papers, origami papers, you can do the same. Just have 2 pattern and 2 solids. Makes for an interesting box. So I'm going to fold them all exactly the same. I'm folding this in half. And these, I'll make 4 exactly the same on the top, 4 on the bottom. Is anybody joining us, or are we kind of still doing it by ourselves?
It's a small group. Me and Denise are kind of hanging out in the
Hi,
comments.
Denise. Hi, Denise.
We're joking around right now.
Okay. Well, she was just we were just together, and the weather was weird, so I'm hoping she's still good. over there. So
Oh, seems like she's hanging out. Hope you're
I
okay,
was thinking
Denise.
about it. All right. Well, wonderful. I'm glad you're here. And this will be forever on so that you have a recording of this if you need to come back to it. So
Yeah, she really liked the fireworks origami, and she was hinting maybe Karen, you could make some for her. But of course,
yes.
we
Now
know.
the fireworks. I'll tell you just a second about this. This is funny.
Yeah.
The folds are actually really easy, the actual folding. But boy, putting it together, you don't want to put it together is another story. It actually comes together really nicely until you're putting it together, the very last part. And we'll consider doing that. It's just
There is a video from like 1 or maybe 2 years ago. I dropped the link into the comments of the fireworks video that you posted.
did I actually show how
yeah.
to do it? Did I show how to make it?
Yeah, it's like a 13-minute one. I didn't remember because it was a while ago, so I had to click through it. But it looks like you showed the steps, but then the assembly, I'm sure you don't do the whole like in real
Okay.
time.
Okay, so I'll watch my video so I'll remember how to do it, and then I'll teach it. I'll do it again live. But
I know, a live one.
it's
It'll be
been
like a
few
10-minute
years.
demo, but then like the rest of the hour.
Right. Yeah, I'm
Melinda's
sure that.
here too, also.
Who's here?
Melinda.
Well,
Hello,
nice. Hi,
Melinda.
Melinda. Hi, Melinda. Long time no see. So,
Denise says she's fine, but it may be worse tonight and tomorrow. Oh.
oh, okay. Well, hang in there. So I have this, I folded this and I kind of stopped because we were chatting, but I wanted to show you, okay, you fold this first, then you take the bottom corner. So you have your fold here, you take your bottom corner and you fold it in to this right here, just like that. Now, what you're going to do now is just rotate it, because this is the easiest way for me to show you, is you rotate it so that your folded edge is vertical. And then you're going to fold the bottom corner to the top corner. So we're just going to take this and fold it up to the top. And because this paper is single sided, I mean, two colors on the color is pure on both sides. You'll probably see the next one will be a little easier to follow. But there, so now we have this. Turn it so that you have the top folded edge away from you, and you have this little crease mark right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold this top little flap, going to go park it right into where that little diagonal crease is. Just give it a little, just fold it right there. Now what that is just a little place, it's a marker for you to fold the next thing. And I'm just turning this around so that this is over here. This bottom edge comes up and it meets that crease you just made. And then give it a good crease. And if you have your little tool, which is coming soon, use that, or any bone folder or tool you have. Now what you have, if you look here, you've got, oh, I see, I remember now. Now you're going to take this top edge here. This is what you're going to fold in half. And what I do is I just take it and I'm going to fold it over to the top left, and I'm going to line that up. And then once I've done that, now I'm going to make my crease right here. Okay, there. So we're getting there. It's almost there. We're going to do it 3 more times, so won't have any trouble. Now here's what I've always noticed when I'm doing this the first time, and I'm going to mark it just so you can see. There's this crease right here, and there's this crease. I think you can see that, I hope, and this one. Looks like a little house if you turn it. So there, I'm just going to mark it nice and nice. Okay, that wasn't a straight line, but you know what I mean. Oop, wiggly, wiggly. Okay, there's our little house. Okay, so if you look at the house, think about dividing the house in half completely. But you're not going to fold any, you're going to fold it from here to here. Basically, this edge is going to meet that edge. There to there, and you're not going to crease anything outside this little house shape. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold it. I'm going to find those edges right here. I found them. I've met the edges, and I'm going to crease it only to the tip of the root, to the top of the root, right to that top. And that's as far as I'm going to crease it. And then the last part, it's already done, is I'm just going to drop that down. And now you've got the 1/4 of your box top. See how it just made a nice little. Okay, so we're going to do that 3 more times. All right. Yeah. Did you get that one? I hope you got that. There it is. It's the top. And there it is. So I'm going to do the one that's folded. I'm going to go a little faster because I know we have only a certain amount of time, but I'm going to fold this just like I did the last one. I'm folding it, and then I'm making a corner fold just like I did from, and I do it exactly the same way each time. So it means I'm always folding the left corner. I'm not going to switch corners because otherwise it won't work. Then I'm going to rotate it, fold it, and look at that beautiful paper. Just seeing that print is so, makes me so happy to see that gorgeous print on that. And now I'm going to turn it so that I can turn it so that the top long edge is facing away. And I have my diagonal crease to work with, and I'm going to park it right. This top layer goes right there. And then I crease. Now I have this, turning it again with this bottom edge, or this folded edge goes to this crease that we just made, and give it a nice crisp crease. Now I'm going to take this long edge. Now, however, it doesn't matter which way direction your paper is, but I'm going to fold this long edge. It's going to just fold right over to meet the point is going to lay right at the edge, that corner, and then I'm going to make my crease. That is so pretty. And now I've got this little house thing. You've got, remember the house, boom, right there. The house shape, divide the house, fold it in half, and crease only at the peak of the roof peak. That's the only way when I was learning how to do this to remember that's what I needed to do. And then you just get your fold and the sides up so that maybe match what happened on the first one. And I'm going to do I'm going to take this one. I'm going to do the same thing. And if you wanted to, sometimes some people even try to stack. Now, I don't know if that works, if you want to kind of do it quickly, but sometimes that can make them not really perfect, because if you don't have them stacked perfectly, that may be difficult. But I'm going to just do this just maybe once, see if it works to make it go faster. It's sort of like okay, I just did that. And I'm just making sure that my folds or everything, my paper is lined up. I'm going to make this crease. So this is 2 sheets at once, trying to hurry up, right? But it can be done. At least you can at least orient your model to, if you at least do the first couple steps this way, that also guarantees that they're all going to be in the correct direction. Now I'll start to do it individually now, folding it in half, corner to corner. I'm going to turn it over. I've got my diagonal fold here, creating that fold that goes into this right here. You can see how that works. And I guess you could fast forward, slow this down with the recording when it's happening. We've got this crease we just made. We're going to fold this down. And I usually just do it this way. It's too hard to do it the other way, but I just find that I meet that edge, and then I just crease. And now I'm going to take this edge, fold it up to meet there. There we go, like that. And I forgot to tell you, Denise and Melinda, I forgot to tell you today that this was happening. I'm terrible. I just totally forgot. So I'm so glad you came. So
Yi is here too. So, some people made it.
who's here?
Yi,
Oh,
Yi,
hi,
Jim.
Yi in Washington, D.C. Hi. Oh, I'm so glad. So let's find our house. It's hard to see with this one. There we are. My really great group of ladies from Element 3 Health. I just think they're such neat people. I can't wait till we can get together someday in person. So let's do this. We can just we've got our third box side ready to go. And I've got 3. So let's do the last one. And they've already got it started, so yay. And then the bottom, I guarantee is not as difficult, but it's harder to put together. So it's, trade-off. It's a trade-off. But this is the most satisfying box I've ever made. I can't stop making it. And it's burned in my memory because I've made thousands of these. So crane and this box and a couple of other ones I can do by heart. But the others I have to use a diagram. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold this part here. I've got maybe 10 models in my brain. The rest are all just have to refer to something. Now I've got this goes to there. And now the house, you can see the house, boom, right there. And just fold that house in half. And stop at the roof when you stop creasing at the roof, and then drop it down. And what you have, now this one isn't as accurate because I was being sloppy, but that's all right. You can make it organic looking, it's okay. Look like, there we go. So that should look pretty good. Now line up all of your pieces. They just have to, the points have to go in the same way. The flat edges have to go the same way. And if you just hold it in your hand and take out all, but take out 2 of them, and you can decide, you have to design now because you have to decide where your pieces are going to go. But I'm going to take out this light piece and I'm going to insert this piece. I'm going to take this point, right, that's right here on my left hand, and I'm going to insert it into this pocket. You can see there's a pocket. And I'm just going to slide it in. And I'm going to go not all the way in. I'm just going to go about to a ½ inch before I have to meet the edge. Keeping it in my hand, I'm going to rotate it so that this point is in the same direction. And I'm going to take the pocket on this side, on the right side, and I'm going to insert it right in there. Just kind of line it all up so that the creases are all lined up, and then just slide, slide, slide. And it only goes, you know, if anything stops, that means you just need to push the paper up so that it slides freely. It needs to slide all the way. But I'm going to stop it right there. And then the last piece, I'm going to take this point. This is where it gets a little tricky, but not bad. I've got this, I'm going to slide it in. It's about a ½ inch. And then I'm going to take this and slide that in. Just take your paper and kind of massage it a little bit. Don't crinkle it, but just move it around a little so that you can get that point in. And then what you need to do is you turn it over, and all of these little flaps just need to be inside, like under. So for it to close up nicely, all the little pieces need to be under. And then when you do that, it slides all together so magically. Sometimes it buckles a little bit. No, there it is. Oh, I love that. That's just, to me, is so satisfying. And then look at the inside, how pretty that is, the solids and the thing. So you'll notice sometimes these little edges may not want to, you can kind of push them a little, and I got it nice and snug, but just pushing, just kind of check your edges, make sure they're nice and flush. But there we go, that's pretty good. Sometimes they don't, and no worries, just it is what it is. So let's do this. We're going to take all of our papers, and we can't really fold.
Beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous? So let's do the
That
bottom.
came out so nice.
I know, isn't it gorgeous? Oh, put some fancy candy in that. So I'm going to take, I have to fold all these in half, so I can do them all at once. And this is the bottom of the box. So I always use the least precious papers, even though I want pretty papers. I just don't want my most precious ones, because I do hold them precious, especially these prints, because they're one of a kind. Now, one of our members, she actually does a lot of gel printing. She takes her prints and puts them in a laser printer, color laser printer, so she saves the original prints, and I think that's brilliant. Makes me want to get a laser printer. In the meantime, we just have our originals that we have, our precious originals. So there we've got all 4 papers are the exact same. So here's the bottom part. All right, I'll take this one. So to make the bottom, we're going to just fold all 4. Let's do it this way. We're going to fold them all at the same time. I'm folding this edge here. I'm going to fold the second piece of paper, just one covered fold. And the third, one covered fold. The fourth, one covered fold. All right, all 4. We've got them all the same. Now we're going to take the same stack and we're going to fold them all in half this way. So just kind of take the whole thing and fold it in half with your folded layer inside there. We're going to do it on all 4 pieces. Fold it in half. And I'll just make the stack. Fold it in half. Okay, and one more. Fold it in half. This paper's not, I didn't think it was precious. Now that I'm folding it, it's a lot more precious. It's so cute. Love it. Okay, so we got all these. Same exact, they all look the same. I'm gonna take my stack. And now I'm gonna fold this corner to right to meet this folded edge in the center. So just a nice little sharp corner right here. Doing this to all 4 pieces. Okay, this is quicker work actually to do it this way. Hoping you're able to follow. Were you able to get this one, baby? Am I going to?
I'm keeping up.
Okay, good.
We'll see by the end.
I'm hoping I'm not going too fast, but I do have a couple more things to cover, so I wanted to make sure.
No, and it's pretty to watch too, even if people are just watching and not folding along.
Yeah. So now I've got the 4 pieces. We're one more step, and then it's like a 2-part step. So what I'm going to do is I've got this. If you look at this plain square, I need to make that a crease that's right in the as a diagonal crease right there. But I'm not going to crease anything outside of that square. So how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to line. I'm going to take fold it up to this, line up to this little corner right there. It just needs to line up. Then I'm going to crease starting at the bottom, and I'm going to go right to the top of that, right to that edge of that corner. And then I'm going to take this top part and drop it down. Now I have the side of the bottom of my box. One side's done. I'm going to do the same on each one. I'm taking this open area, folding it, and just making that like just meeting this, lining up that before most important thing is to line this point here. You want it to become a sharp point. If you don't have it, make sure you just get it, but make sure that's a nice sharp point, and then you can go ahead and crease. Because you don't want it wonky on this at all. No wonkies on this one. So we've got that. Second one, third one. Remember the open square? We're going to just take that and look for the point right at this bottom part here. Once it's a point, go ahead and crease it up to the little corner, and then fold that down and get it sort of, this is vertical and this is flat. One more. You can probably see this a little better, making that divided part. Find your little point on the right side. Yes, like that. Fold it all the way to that crease, and then you've got this crease here. Just drop it down and you're good. Now the assembly. Similar to what we just did, but not exactly. So we notice there's really no obvious pointy thing. I mean, there's this, but so I just know this because I've been doing it forever. But you're going to take hold the left one, take the right side. That's going to be put into the right side is going to slide into the left side pocket. And it needs to go under. You can see it slides freely. You want it to slide freely. If it stops, like let's say that point is underneath, it's not going to work. Lift the point up, this bottom point, slide it all the way, but back it up a little so that you have a little room here. So I'm just backing it up a little, holding it in my hand, all this in my hand. I've got this pocket. So now I'm going to take my next piece, sliding it in and going underneath. So basically, sometimes I just kind of go under the 2 layers here like this. And then I'm going to make sure that point's up, not down below. Got to keep it up. And then slide all the way about half, give it little room. Next piece, doing the same things. Going to slide it in. Sometimes it's better just to start at the bottom and kind of go through the 2 layers because you want to make sure it goes through both. And I'm just sliding it up. Now I have to take this point. See that point that's right there? That's got to get flipped. This point needs to get flipped up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I moved it up. I just flipped it up. And now I've got to this is where you massage the paper a little. I've got to insert this part, and sometimes it's the hardest part. There you go. And then lift that up. And now I'm sliding it all together. Slide, slide, slide. Okay, so I've got everything the way it needs to be. And now what I'm going to do is turn it over and do the same. Now that and just gently kind of like put pressure. And sometimes it grabs, sometimes especially papers that have a little ridge, like this is not being cooperative. It doesn't want to move at all. Oh, there it is. Because the paint is causing ridges. So slicker paper works better for this, but oh, there it is. got it all together. And then once it's together and it's all kind of as much as you could slide it together, you need to try to get the edges, and these are not gonna cooperate as much as the other one did, but still will work fine. Just kind of keep working it if you need, if you can. Maybe if it will go, but it won't. That's all right. And now this box will fit perfectly. This lid will fit perfectly over the. Isn't that such a genius thing because of the way the folding sequence is? I'm trying
Wow.
to get that more squished, but there it is. Fancy box that we have made with our gel printed papers and some solid pure paper. So I hope you enjoyed
I
that one.
love that.
Now, just as
Yes.
isn't that gorgeous? Now, one thing I wanted to show you real, and I kind of already did them ahead of time a little because they are kind of messy. So I just wanted to do it last, but it's not least. Now, if you can see these gorgeous, beautiful little die cuts made with this pure paper, it's just so pretty. Here we go. There, you can see those. And you know what I could do with this is I could take this and decorate the tops of my boxes, tie this on with, you know, what would look really cool is to take, there's a little hole. There's like a little hole right there at the, you could really small if you look through, there's a little hole there. I could take some string and put some, just a little bit of embroidery thread or something through here, through the hole, and then just tie this little piece on. And I think that would make a gorgeous little embellishment. You can do it with any of these, but I just think that's so pretty. So I'm going to show you how gorgeous and how much fun it is to die cut with the pure paper. And so in case I really mess up, I wanted to at least show you the ones that I did a little while ago, because it's going to get, my table's going to get messy. So I'm going to show you though how it looks. Okay, I'm going to grab my little machine. It's not that little, but there it is. It's they have different brands are out there. This is a Spellbinders. People that make this are right here in, you know, Arizona, down in Phoenix. So they have a beautiful little, it's really pretty, but there's other ones, you know, other ones out there. So what I have to do is I have to decide, I'm going to try these, I'm going to use these little squares. I'm going to try this first because I really wanted to do it earlier and I couldn't do it because I made a mess of it. So if I can, I know I had it here a second ago. All right, where are they? They're somewhere. I had the little dies. Oh, there, right there. So these are the little dies. It's called a kaleidoscope die. The little squares, and they're perfect to, they fit perfectly over these little tiny pure squares. So I'm gonna leave, I've got to decide my colors. So I've got to make a sandwich with this. Kind of think about a sandwich here. I've got to put my plate right there. Okay. Now I'm going to think about my colors. So I've got my little stack of paper. And I'm hoping this works. And if it doesn't, oh well, it's gonna, I'm sure it'll work, but, and I think I've got to read the instructions. Sometimes I have to remember, okay, what do I do here? I'm gonna read the instructions. It's been a while. So, okay, platform, cutting plate, paper, then the die, there you go. So now I'm gonna put my paper down and I'm gonna do this color and I'm gonna do, I don't know, just something a little odd maybe. Oh, maybe, what color? This is the hardest part, to choose colors. Oh, but there's so many to choose from. That's what's so neat. This is a pretty color. I'm thinking fall colors because I know there's going to be one long hot summer. So I'm going to just think fall. Maybe instead of that, that's the hardest part, picking colors. But I'm doing just going to have fun. There we go. And if I wanted to pick colors like that, like of the, you know, this little set, that would be fun too, but it won't show the pattern. It won't show up. So got my platform. I don't need to put it in there yet. There we go. Now I'm going to take these, and the size is perfect, by the way, for die cutting machines. The 6-inch paper is perfect for the plates that they make. So it's really, these are great for people who have a die cutting machine. If you don't, just punches. It's great for people who have little punches. What I might do, what I did last is I made a mistake and I loaded up too much. So I'm going to be a little bit more conservative here. I'm going to put these two down, and then I'm going to put a shim over it because I found that putting a shim, which what that means is just a little piece of paper over it, is going to make it a lot easier. So I'm going to just take a piece of copy paper that I have in my machine, and I'm just going to stick it. Oh, well, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. Where did it go? There. There's my sandwich. I'm going to put my sandwich here. My other plate goes right on top. I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to stick it, the whole thing into this machine. Of course, I don't have it set up so that I can, my crank is on the wrong side, but here, I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to turn this thing around, and I'm going to I'm doing it the wrong way, but that's so right. I'm always doing it the wrong. I'm going to do it the right way. All right, turn it around. And these are not really light. They're actually on the heavier side. I mean, not that heavy, but they're weighted so that you can do this. So I'm going to crank it through. And this is where you need a lot of pressure because I put the shim in there and I want it to really cut through the pure paper. So I'm just rolling it through. Oop, did you hear that? That means it's cut through something. And then I'm going to, there we go. Okay, so it went through the dies. It went probably through all the paper. And let's just cross our fingers on this one. All right, because I tried to do it earlier and this is where it gets messy. So I've got my little sandwiched, I've got my little pieces and they look great. And I already had made one because I just made one that was successful and I've got that. So I'll have that out. And this is another one. And these are kind of too cool as well. I could use these for some fun little graphic, little collages. So I'm not throwing those little things away. And then I have this little tool, and this is where it gets messy. You take this little tool and you have to kind of, they call it, it's like, there's a word for it, weeding. So you think of it as like a tool. I'm going to take the platform off, get that out of the way. It's called weeding, and it kind of feels like you're weeding. So you just kind of take it and push, and it gets all the little bits out. Makes it a lot easier. I didn't even know what this was until, I don't know. I had it like 2 years before I knew. I said, why are they giving me this little goofy thing? But now
It's the first time I ever saw that.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Today was the first time I ever saw anything like that.
Yeah.
So funny. So cool though.
But see how it almost in my chaotic table, but what's going to be cool is it's got all the little bits and pieces out, pretty much every little bits and every little piece. And I might have a couple that I need, and I'll show you another little tool that they have. But once I get these little things weeded out, there's actually another little tool. It's a little bit more, it's small, but it's like, it looks like a little, looks like a dental pick to me. But, okay, so I got this, I got, oh, yummy. And I got this. First time I've used this little set of dies, so I can't wait. And I've got this one. So I'm going to poke this out. This is what the little dental tool's for. It just helps you to get all the little bits out. And so die cutting is not something I do in front of people. It's almost like I'll do this in my private, I don't, it's just different. So here's the kaleidoscope thing. You layer it, and I don't have the right one. I've got to do another one. But the way it works is you have to layer these pieces. What I could do is one of the layers could be the pure paper without a cut. Wouldn't that be great? There you go. So basically, that is so cool. See how they're layered. So I've got I've got these colors. And if I use the other one that I didn't, wherever it is, anyway, it's somewhere. Oh, there it is. I can do another cut through this, and it would be a fourth layer. So the pure paper is the bottom layer, and then 1, 2, 3, you'd have 4 layers. But look at that. And then you just glue it on, and you've got this gorgeous tile thing, isn't it? And it feels really cool. The texture is really nice. So that I wanted to share with you that, and I could also show you the leaves. They're so magical. Since I made a mess already, I've already showed it. I've made a mess of things, so I'll show you one more time. This one is the one I didn't. There it is. That's part of this whole thing. So anyway, leaves. Let me just show you. I'm going to grab. I think this would look really fun. Probably this paper would look really gorgeous, wouldn't it? With I think this one that's been die cut. So I'm going to make my sandwich. And if you're hungry doing this, you might want to, there you go. It's messy though. Time to get the vacuum. All right. Then I have I put my dies. Oh, what I do? I always forget. Paper with the right side up. The leaves with the pattern or die, the die part down like this. Just arrange them, and you get a whole bunch of leaves. And this one is actually a Tim Holtz. You get all these leaves, and I can't fit them all. I don't want to crowd it too much. So I take my favorite leaves, put the other two aside, and I could always use these little bits of paper as well. So if I keep them farther apart, I can use the ghost images for stencils, or I'm sorry, not for stencils. Well, yeah, I could use it for stencils, but I could also use it for collage. So I'm going to put this down like that. And then I'm going to use my little shim because that works really well. Just a piece of paper makes a huge difference, or a piece of cardstock. If your plates aren't cut, if it's not cutting all the way. So here we go, get the beast. It's not the beast, but there are bigger ones out there. And now I'm just going to go ahead and just go through and do my thing, crank, crank, crank. And it's like, you have to be strong to do this. There we go. And it's good exercise. All right, here we go, the magic. I think it's magical. These are just so pretty. So I'll do the little raking thing or whatever that thing's called. Now this part, I've got a gorgeous, just alone. These are going to be amazing in a collage. Like, look at the contrast on that. I'm just going to put that right there. I just think that's so pretty. So I've got something I can do a layering thing with that piece right there, which I think is lovely. This one is pretty too. They're both pretty, but that one, yummy, is really nice. And then I'm going to do my little raking thing on this one. And then you'll see. Oh, it's kind of satisfying. I'm just making a big mess. And then when I take it off, once I get all those bits and little chunks out of there, if I could probably hold it up higher and it might work a little better too. But either way, you get all those little tiny little bits. You see them flying out of there. And once I've done most of them, I don't have to worry about all of them. I don't want to bore you with that. But then I take the last little part to get this out, because sometimes the paper sticks inside because it has acrylic paint. So these little holes are actually made so that you can get that paper out. And the paint, since there is acrylic, it's sticking a little bit more. It's not a bad thing, but it's just kind of getting a little more work to get this out, but well worth it when you get them out because they're so pretty. So here is the beautiful delicate die cuts with this pure paper gel printed. And I love this stuff. I can use it. Like I said, I've used it for different things, and it's pretty sturdy compared to, let's say, regular paper. It has some strength to it. It doesn't really tear that easily. I'm just getting that last bit out, and I want you to see it because it's so pretty. And then I think having this one's really in there. There we are. There, look at that. So gorgeous. Isn't that gorgeous? If I put it on something like this, look at that. Even more pretty when you do that. So there you go. So any questions, or how are you doing? Anybody have any questions, or?
I think we're doing good. I think for sure this might be one that people come back to later, especially for the origami one. I was able to make a box though, so it was a
Were you able
really
to make
good
a box?
demo.
Were you able to make one, Phoebe?
I didn't have any gel printed. I just used I used our Dancing Cats paper, but I love the box. It's such an awesome model. I love how perfectly it fits.
Isn't it? And look, oh, with that on top. I
So
love it.
pretty.
Yes. Well, I hope you enjoyed it because I sure did. Now I've got confetti. I'm gonna have a party. I've got all
Yeah,
this
I think the heart might even fit inside of the box. Mine does.
Well, let's try it. Let's try it.
Yeah.
Of course it fits in the box. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's perfect. Oh my
So
gosh.
you can even do, like, since I folded several, you can have put your hearts in the box. I just love these boxes because I'll show you that I made. I'm gonna pull this. Okay, for a 100-day project, I did these are another box I made out of, and I put all my little watercolor 3-inch watercolor papers inside. So yes, they're
such a perfect fit too. Oh my gosh.
yeah. So these boxes I use for all kinds of things. And now I've got a box to store my hearts, and I can also store my little if I want to play the game of color theory. Here I've got it all here. You can also, another thing, I'm not sure this will fit, but let's see. These papers, pure papers, they're 3-inch squares. They may fit right in there. And yes, you have a storage box for your 3 inches. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Because I've always wondered what to do with, once I take them out of their container or out of their wrapper, I have a really hard time finding a way to store, but now I just did. So there you go.
My Post-its fit perfectly in this.
They're Post-its, so it makes a perfect Post-it storage box. And if you wanted to, like on my Post-its here, this is going to lay in the top really nice. See how it just lays in the lid really perfectly? So you can have a Post-it, you can have folding stuff. This is a little tight, but if you wanted to fit the 3-inch, you would just fold it a little bit larger, maybe a
Oh, right.
6 1/4 or something like that. But yeah, there it is. So now I've got a whole gift going here. We've got Post-its, pure paper, hearts,
I love
everything else.
this.
Yeah, we're good. It was fun. I had fun.
Aw, that's so cute. I love that box. I'm gonna make more of them.
Yes. Look, I've got my little game, color game, and that could be just in itself. You can have instructions, do like a little put together a game of color, having fun with color, just using color as part of the game rather than words. You can just whatever, it could be very creative, whatever you do with this stuff. I'm even liking these little pieces just because they're tactile. They feel really interesting here. Yeah, very fun.
They're so interesting just when you look at them.
Yeah. And then this little guy, then it's not a little guy, but I'm gonna gotta get these little bits out, but once they're out, this is one of my favorite leaves because it's a little bit more sturdy than the other ones. It's got lots of openings, but it just is a little less delicate than the other. And if you find that your cuts don't cut all the way through, and there's parts that are still not all the way through, what you do is you put it back in the machine with a little thicker shim, like maybe fold another sheet of paper and put it in, then you'll get all the pieces, they'll all come through. So I've learned that the hard way, just through the school of hard knocks, as we call it. But yeah, that's how you do it. So let me get this one revealed real quick here. Oh, and it's so pretty, and it's really stuck in there because of the acrylic. Now, trick there too is if you have an acrylic paint that likes to stick to your dies, you put a little beeswax or something on your paper ahead of time so that it will be less apt to stick. If you have beeswax or microglaze or any of those kinds of shoe polish, anything like that will give you that, keep that from sticking. And there's one little piece that didn't get weeded out, and there it is. But I'll get it out. But there it is. See that one little piece, that pesky little piece?
Oh yeah.
There, I got it. All right. Nope, I don't want to rip it. There. Now, yes, I love these so much. I love these little pieces. So
And everything looks so different, but you only use the pure paper, really.
that's all I used. All I used today was pure paper, and and it looks like I have like a whole bunch more, right? Pure paper and acrylic paints because we did the jelly printing last week, or gel printing last week. So lots of fun. Making more confetti. Here's the confetti. Party time.
Gorgeous.
It's Friday, so
And it looks like a party.
it does, doesn't it? It's kind of fun. I mean, I normally don't like these little bits and pieces everywhere, but I'm feeling, it's Friday and it's time to have we need to have some joy in our lives right now. So and if we can do it with paper, even better.
Yeah, right.
There it is. Yeah, I got them all out, all the ones. Plus the little confettis.
I love the colors.
Yeah,
so
that was fun. I had fun. I hope you did too.
Yes. Well, thank you everybody for joining us, and have a relaxing, creative weekend. And we'll see you again in the next video, about probably 2 weeks from now.
We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.